Hi, I'm Rhonda. And I'm Angie. And we are Adventures in Nomadness. We're still here in Talkeetna, Alaska, working on our cabin. Did we ever make it inside to actually start living there? And did we do it before all of this snow hit? That's a lot of snow. All right, well, we had to take a break because as most of you know, we've been work, and this is one of the best states to actually go explore. So we went down to Anchorage for a couple days, and from there did a day trip down to Girdwood, and got to see all the beautiful views and drink beer and just take a nice break from our cabin. So we'll show you that short trip and what we had to do to the cabin before we moved in, which included getting our kitchen set up, finishing stairs, going upstairs and making that safe for us and the puppies. And, believe it or not, we may or may not have gotten our wood stove installed. If you've been following along with our channel, you know it's been a bit of an issue since September, and we are now in November. So this video is pretty much all about what we did from the end of October through November. You look cold. What are we doing right now?
Well, it's, I don't know, is it above 10 degrees yet?
No, I think it's 10 degrees actually.
Well, we're in Girdwood. And that's just south of Anchorage, not very far. And we're tasting some beer.
At the Girdwood Brewing Company.
Getting a little lunch outside.
Yeah, we could be inside, but it's so nice out, even though it's 10 degrees, and they've got this nice fire pit right here. We'll see how long we last out here.
They have skiing here, but it's not quite open yet. They're starting to prep, so they've got snow making machines. It's a cute little town, ski town, so if you're up in this area and there's snow and you like to ski.
Yep. It's good cross-country trails too.
It's Paris in Alaska. It's a pizza crate in Alaska.
In Girdwood.
And Girdwood, and it's really good, as is the beer.
Beer. Mountains.
So we're taking a much needed day off from all the work on our cabin, and it's kind of motivation, reinforces the motivation to get our cabin done this winter so that we can spend the whole summer doing fun stuff. That said, we still want to enjoy the winter too, because there's lots of fun stuff to do in the winter time. So keep watching.
Oh boy, it's about as magical as it gets. A little wobbly on my feet since I haven't skated in a while. But this is like riding a bike kind of. Oh man, it's snowing out here. This lake is frozen. It is really smooth. There's just a little bit of snow on it. Oh man. See, I can't do this in Arizona this winter. Oh, this is so much fun. I had the whole week to myself too. Ooh, epic skating. Epic skating. God, this lake is huge. Wee-hee! Something fancy, I'll fall down. Ooh. Okay, that's the only trick I know how to do. Okay, the dogs haven't been around snow that much, so they're not really sure what they're gonna get buried in this stuff this year. Hi, Blitzy. What do you think? Oh boy, this is fun stuff.
He's loving it.
Ew. And there were more. And there he goes. Mr. Bunny.
Go!
Ooh. What do we got going on in here now? We should be moving in. It's a wreck.
We are painting drawers. These are the overhead ones that go up above. And then we also have to thaw everything out before we can actually, if we're staining or painting. So we have to bring wood in here. And so yeah, this end is painting, and then we're also working upstairs, so we'll be laying tarp up there, and we'll be doing some up there too. So we're doing a little bit of drawers at a time, and then we'll have a kitchen.
Yeah, so we're painting in blue.
And some of these boxes and stuff are related to the wood stove. And
just when we thought we were going to move in, we decided to move back to the RV after one night in here and do much more work.
Yes. Well, just because otherwise we end up moving stuff around constantly. So it's easier if we sleep over there and have most of our food over there.
The mighty Rhonda is helping to install wall cabinets. I'll be glad when this part is done. It's a pain because we didn't really pre-think this out, and the refrigerator is already installed. So it's a little hard to work around the fridge.
Don't do this at home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice looking countertop there.
This is our kitchen cabinet top.
And look at our lights.
That we are varnishing because normally you would put something on here that is food safe, but we don't put our food on the counter. So it's not an issue. Otherwise we would have to be here to actually constantly treat it. So we've decided to just varnish it and use a cutting board or whatever for our food. And I mean, if we lived here full time, I'd use a type of oil, probably Danish oil, but you do have to be here and actually constantly treat it. The other thing is that it takes a while to set up if you're using that, and we wouldn't actually be able to use it. So I mean, we're kind of in the point where we want to move in and actually use this place. So those two things kind of drove us to doing what we're doing.
Hey, I don't know if you remember, we'll show a picture of it, of the massive staircase when we first got here that basically took up the entire room here. It was too overpowering. So this is my first attempt at a ship's ladder. So I looked at some plans online, and I'm on the second rung. It's actually pretty sturdy. So I'm hoping that we'll make a second version of this with some of the birch slabs we have. But I wanted to see how this version was going to work before we use the really nice birch that we have down the road. So basically, the leftover 2x6s I'm using for the steps were left over from the other stairs, and then I think these are 2x10s that we're using for the sides that we had out there. So I was trying to do this without buying a lot more stuff, and just to kind of see how this, this 9-inch steps going up, and I've got it notched up there, and I'm almost done actually, and I'm pretty happy with it, at least with the first version. I think that after climbing up a couple stairs, it might be something we change for the future. Might set these back a little bit, and then I've got a railing that I'm going to make out of some piping, and we'll see how that works too. But anyway, we'll get all the ladders out of here, which is great. So we're getting closer to moving in, and this is actually a really big deal in our move-in process. We got to get upstairs to the bedroom. All right. I think it snowed a whole bunch last night, right?
Oh, thanks for showing me.
Yeah, Rhonda's getting the dogs already. This is what it looks like outside. Oh my God, I can't even see the top stair, and the door is hitting the snow. Oh my God, that's like at least 8-10 inches of snow. Ah, oh, it's gonna go over your boots that I put on. Holy moly, and it's still snowing heavily out here. Can you hear it? So I have to shovel a path for the dogs because they will never ever be able to go potty in this stuff. That's awesome.
I gotcha. Did you get stuck?
How much snow do we have?
Oh, it's knee deep. It's been snowing since last night.
Yeah.
It's taller than the dogs. Come on, Lucy.
Wanna go see Mama?
I got
Go see
pass
Mama.
for you.
Come on.
Come on, I got pass for you.
Come on, Blitz. You want to try it? Come on, Blitz. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, yeah, I got it. I got it.
Oh.
It's too deep.
Got to mark off the spots that are hidden in all this snow for the snowplow guy. Can't tell that there's wood piles in here or rocks. The one over there, one over here. The other piles are pretty fine.
Oh my freaking God, look at all this snow. We cannot even walk up our driveway. So we got about, I don't know, almost 2 feet of snow over the last couple days. And you can see our little trails. We've been digging out. Trails, everywhere trails. We got the wood pile and our little fire pits over there. And trail to the outhouse, of course, because that's very important. And that's where our generator is over there. So we're gonna have to actually strap on our snowshoes and go for a walk later on, or pretty soon, hopefully. This stuff is up to my knees about, so it's pretty hard to walk in. But this is so beautiful after a big snowstorm to have it just be a really nice, beautiful crystal day. Yes, all this much snow is a lot of work, but it's beautiful. And the Denali Nordic Ski Club said they were going to start grooming ski trails today. Yay! I'm so excited. I love to cross-country ski and snowshoe and all that fun stuff. So it makes it worthwhile to be here this winter just because of all this beautiful snow. I wouldn't want to be here if we didn't have any snow. There wouldn't be a point to it. It's gorgeous. Look how nice it is. All right, it's plow time. I was not expecting our plow driver to be here so fast. And now we'll have all these massive piles of snow. Woo! That's so awesome. What day is today? Well, we hope today is the day we get our wood stove installed. They're coming up, the new company that we hired, and keeping our fingers crossed that nothing goes wrong. And they should be up here in a couple hours, so I've confirmed a couple of times, and he's been just on it, which is good timing because it's probably about 8 below this morning, and it's getting chillier and chillier to stay in the trailer at this point. Running through propane about every 2 days now, and hey, you can see how cute little Blitz is with his little paw protectors, his little booties, and his little Seahawks jacket, so keeps him all nice and warm. But yeah, definitely need the wood stove. So. So close yet so far. So our wood stove is almost installed. Whee! But they came up a few inches short. So have to get a foot long double walled pipe tomorrow from Home Depot in Wasilla and install that. So not a big deal to install, but yeah, they thought they had enough. But this is the problem when you get stuff from a store and then they have an outside contractor that didn't even see the part. So almost tomorrow we'll have it. Right on. Guess what this is? This is an installed wood stove. And I took a picture of this little gap right here that we came up short somehow. And so we went to town and got the 1 foot section, and I'm installing it right now. And we should have some heat in here very, very soon. And I cannot tell you how excited I am because it's -8 degrees outside, and the travel trailer, the RV, is really struggling to keep up. The propane's not flowing very well. So I just put a new bottle on yesterday, and it's already showing empty on that regulator gauge. It's showing red, and I know it's not empty. So propane doesn't really flow very well at colder temperatures. And not only that, the battery's really having a hard time keeping up too with the cold temperatures and the amount that we're having to use the generator. So we plugged the generator in for only about a half an hour, went to town for a couple hours, and came back and we're down to 49% on our battery. So not ideal. So I think this is a good time to move into the cabin. So I just have a couple of screws left to put in. Yeah, that looks nice.
Oh, thanks. This is for the entry door by where the gap in the flooring and the actual door jamb is. We need to have a board for that.
It's like a trim piece.
Yes.
And meanwhile, you can tell it's an absolute disaster area upstairs here, but things always look like that right before you finish. So we're getting real close. I'm putting the railing up right here, and I got some brackets down here, and I'll use some straps on those other two. This is a corner, so I can do that here. And various degrees of stuff going on. But we'll wrap up some of these projects today, actually, and I think we're planning on probably moving over here tonight or tomorrow. It's warmed up a little bit, which is really nice because our propane is running a little bit better in the RV. So it'll give us a chance to finish up a couple more things here. So we're just using an outdoor decking railing system for up here, so it's pretty easy to install. I did have to figure out some way of, I think normally on a deck you'd go in from the bottom on the 4x4 post, but I just had to find some brackets that would work. So I did that, and then these balusters go in like that. We probably could have gone with something, you know, fancier or whatever, but this way we could actually do it ourselves. And I think it'll look all right. Yeah. Some of these holes are not. Yeah. We did find this system was a little bit funky. We really had to plane down the boards. I think they just had leftovers at Home Depot, so we really had to pick through them, and then so we had to put everything through the planer because they look so nasty. And yeah, and then here comes the fun part. Now I gotta match all that up. Oops, which side is which now? The right way. Oh, here goes nothing.
Well, the railings are finished now. Angie has added a chain at the bottom to keep the puppies from going under by accident, just as a safety precaution. And the upstairs is pretty much ready to move in.
course, our stairs are temporary until we build long-term set, but they're totally functional and we're loving the railings. Well, Gary getting ready to move in probably tomorrow, but there's a couple of more things we wanted to get done. The weather's been mild still, so we're still in the RV. We just can't quite cut that RV cord. And so we've got our kitchen installed, but I'm going to install the sink, which means cutting out this really nice piece out of our butcher block, and then I'm going to set the sink in. So just drilling a big hole here, and we'll drill this out. It shouldn't take me very long. Hey, we're officially gonna move into the cabin today. Woo! Well, I was trying to get the sink installed yesterday to make things easier, and unfortunately my skill saw dinged up this edge of the counter. Fortunately, I noticed it before I did the other edges, and I put tape around them, so I only damaged this one. So Rhona's gonna sand that and maybe re-polyurethane that. Yeah, so we got some cleanup to do still, and we'll move some more stuff over from the trailer. And then, so I didn't stoke the wood stove last night. I thought this was a good opportunity to take the ash out before we do move in, and this is going to be going constantly at that point. But I've been told that ash is really good to put down your outhouse hole, and that'll help break down the matter that's in there and prevent it from being a stinky outhouse, because no one likes stinky outhouses. So I'm going to do that next, and then get a fire going in here, and then we'll start our move in. Woo! Exciting. It's much warmer in here than the trailer at 10 below. Go figure.